Welcome to the LitterBox, where we dig through the mess to find the stories, laughs, and unexpected moments that make life interesting. I'm Trent Anderson, your guide through the clutter, ready to uncover something fun today. Let's get it started. Welcome to the LitterBox. This is episode 8, and I've got my guest today, Mr. Tyler Blount, former owner of Neches Brewery. Tyler, glad to have you, brother.
Oh, glad to be here, man.
Man, well, guys, if you notice something, it's a little different in here today. We've got some new cameras, some new lightings, and honestly, you guys gave me the cold, hard truth. I had a lot of y'all saying, hey, man, I'm seeing a lot of glare. I'm seeing some smokiness. And y'all told me, hey, I had one guy, Mr. Andrew Kinney, said, do we need to start a GoFundMe for a camera? Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, look, I get it, right? I get it. So we did some changes. We got some new lighting and some stuff like that. I got to give a big shout out to Mr. Justin D. Young. He helped me do this setup, put some hours involved. Justin, I really appreciate you. I couldn't have done it without you, honestly. And I mean, there was 500, 600 cords laying around everywhere. I'm not the best with all these cords and equipment and stuff like that. I'm not bad at talking, but doing all this setup is not my strong suit. So I really appreciate you. And, now we can change up things a little bit. We got this camera, and we also got this camera. Look at Tyler. He was ready.
Is that camera B or A?
I think that's
You got to label that at some
B.
point.
It's actually called 6 and 20.
Okay.
Which confused me even more because I was told that by Justin. Okay. All right, remember, this is 6 and this is 20, and I still don't know which one's which. Sorry, Justin. I'll figure it out. But so that being said, really appreciate you, Justin. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Mike's Furniture, right there at 2420 Memorial Boulevard in Port Arthur. Shout out to my guy, Moa Reef. When I was shopping for furniture, they had some of the best selection and pricing you'll find anywhere in Southeast Texas. And I found that out. Mike's has been serving Port Arthur families for years. You're not just buying furniture. You're supporting local folks who care about the community. Big shout out to Mo and the boys at Mike's Furniture. Mike's Furniture, we beat all prices, and they really do, because my furniture is from there. I can attest to it. So that being said, Tyler, a little bit of thing I do every episode, talking about where I met my guest. I'm going to talk about where I met you. I don't have an exact date, unfortunately, but I know I was probably drinking a Pea Patch Pale Ale at Neches Brewery. Probably about how long ago? When did y'all first start?
That was probably close to 8 years ago.
So we're going back 8 years ago. That's where I met him. I was just a little peasant, still am. Tyler, big dog running around, and I was just happy to be there. So that's where I originally met him. So like I do on all the shows, 7 shows now, this is 8, meat and potatoes, okay? Let's get started. You owned and built one of the first breweries in Southeast Texas, or Port Neches, rather. I mean, you were the first guy on the scene.
I guess you could even say, Southeast Texas.
That's what I'm saying. Southeast Texas as a whole. You were the first guy on the scene. What made you wake up and say, I want to start a brewery, and tell me all about that, how it all got started?
I don't know. It honestly just kind of happened, just kind of randomly. Mm-hmm. It happened probably in college at Lamar University.
Okay, Harvard on the Neches.
There's Pecker Tech is another one.
Oh man, yeah. I never knew it was called that. I'm still in that.
I don't know. That might be Port Arthur. I don't know. It might be. I don't know.
No,
anyway,
you got it right.
Okay.
You got it right.
So, I was taking a bunch of chemistry and biology classes. Kind of my halfway through my college, and on there on campus there was a little cafe.
Yeah.
And in there they had beer, but they also had some craft beer, and I had St. Arnold's craft beer. I can't remember which one it was.
Yep.
I just remember it was different from what I was used to.
Yeah.
Not your domestic light lagers that just trying to get your hands on.
They caught your attention, obviously.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, man, this is like full of flavor. alcohol content's a little more than a typical beer, but I could really taste like the ingredients. I mean, I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but I could literally taste everything. And anyway, I just kind of, and I was sampling different craft beers like after that. And I guess one day I was like, oh, I wonder how beer's even made.
Right.
And so I got online and ordered me a homebrew kit on eBay. And
okay.
Yep. And so
this is great information, by the way. This is how it all got started, guys.
Yeah, on eBay. Great little homebrew kit comes in the mail, and my good buddy Ross Guidry was at the house.
Shout out to Ross Guidry.
And we're
and y'all have absolutely no idea what you're doing.
We saw a couple YouTube videos, and at the time, YouTube really wasn't what it was. For homebrewing anyway, there wasn't a whole lot of knowledge there, or a lot of videos or how-tos.
Okay.
So anyway, we're reading the instructions. We can at least do that, and we made our first batch. Took about 8 hours to actually brew it.
Yep.
And then we had to ferment it, and then we had to bottle it and wait. So about 3 weeks, this whole process. And we finally get ready to sample our beer that we worked really hard on and we were super proud of. And we both grab a bottle, and what you want to hear is that. So if you got that means it's carbonated. That's
Did it
good.
happen?
It happened. We're like, ooh, buddy. Cheers. A little sediment on the bottom. To be expected for homebrew.
You knew you weren't going to be perfect.
No.
Okay.
But anyway, so cheers. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
When I tell you, it was one of the worst beers I've ever had.
Oh.
I mean, I give it a 2 maybe out of 10. It wasn't that great.
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. But it taught us, a lot of life lessons,
right?
Like you do, if at first you don't succeed. So we
try again.
We just kept trying. We brewed again, and the beers would come out a little bit better. And over time, we just got some better equipment as well. Those homebrew kits, they're probably better now these days. But we were using a lot of powders and liquid malt.
Okay.
We eventually went to an all grain system, which is actually the real ingredients you're supposed to use. And once we started doing that, the beers got better and better. And but it took a long time. It was finally when you finally make it like a good beer that you're really proud of and you want your friends to try. That's when most home brewers decide, I'm gonna start a brewery.
I'm gonna start my own brewery.
Yeah.
Damn, so that's where it all went down. So I mean, like I said, there was lessons learned. You obviously, I heard that one story, but there was probably multiple where you spent a lot of time on something and it just didn't come out like you liked it, right? I mean that hurts. You're working on this thing for weeks, and a lot of people don't realize how long this stuff takes. This stuff, you don't brew something overnight.
No, I mean, so we were brewing 5 gallons at a time.
Yeah.
And like you've got, and this is kind of like early on in our like careers, I guess, after college.
Yeah.
So you don't have a whole lot of money to just be wasting, and that so every once in a while we'd get a batch that just like
it's terrible. 2 out of 10.
So we started learning like, okay, what are we messing up on?
Yep.
And sanitation is very important. You've got a lot of wild yeast floating around that can contaminate.
Oh, and that'll change the taste.
That'll change, but also like everything the beer is exposed to, that has a lot to do with like contamination.
Wow.
So, this might look clean, but is it contaminated? So sanitation is a big one.
No, and like you were saying earlier, this is what, bioengineering? Biochemist.
Yeah, well, there could be some bioengineering.
I don't know why I said bioengineering.
Well,
biochemist.
Because
chemistry.
A lot of people are bioengineering food these days. So
technically you are bioengineering something. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe I'm right.
If you use those products, but yeah, it's biochemistry.
Biochemistry.
And you're, you've got all these different components. You've got the chemistry side was like, you've got, let's say your malted barley. Mm-hmm. You soak it in water and at a certain temperature, and you're extracting the carbohydrate inside that grain into a form called maltose sugar.
Yeah.
And that is what you need to, you need the sugar water for the yeast to consume. There's your your biology side of things.
So you can get in the weeds with this stuff.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to like just science and biology and stuff. So I kind of combine like some passions of mine into this hobby, I guess.
That's awesome, man. And it's crazy. Like you think about these things, and a lot of people are probably like me, and it takes a little bit, but there's a really lot that goes into doing this, and it takes a little bit of a talent. Otherwise you'd see everybody trying to do it, and you don't see that. So I do got to bring up something. All good things must come to an end.
Sure, yeah.
So this went on for how many years? I mean, this went on for many years.
Yeah.
Where you were brewing.
Yeah. So, like when we decided to start the brewery, that was, I guess we officially opened up in 2016.
Yeah.
But, a couple years before that, we were building out this little old downtown, area in downtown Port Neches.
Yep.
And, there was nothing going on downtown. It was pretty bland. There was a couple antique shops, and I think that was just about it. Maybe I'm trying to think what else was down there. The post office.
Yeah.
But we occupied that building, and now downtown's booming. There's all kinds of great things, and
Port Neches is back.
You got barbecue. You've got a bar. You've got a wine bar. You've got coffee shop. There's ice cream.
Yep.
You name it. There's all kind of cool things happening down on the avenue, and but yeah, I mean, we 8 years.
And that's my question is like, and I know a lot of people want to know what happened? What ended up happening, man? I know that's the question. I don't know. Hopefully I can ask you that.
Sure.
And a lot of people wanted to know what happened and me myself really enjoyed the place. I miss it. And I just always was kind of curious myself.
Yeah. So I think there's kind of a combination of things that happened.
Okay.
Year one, absolutely gangbusters. I couldn't believe, this little idea that we had, and after kind of really sacrificing a lot,
right?
401k to pay for some things and loans, and to see it actually work was just like, this is amazing. You just kind of you get a gut feeling sometimes about things, and no risk, no reward type deal. And so anyway, and year 2 was great. Year 3, and even year 4, we're just like, okay, we're profitable. Yeah. We're not going to make it rich ever being a little brewery, but I'm making a living, and I love my job. I love all the people I get to meet. And, it wasn't just like making beer was fun. It was meeting all the great people.
The environment that came with it. And then y'all had live bands. And it was, I remember being in there, Tyler, and I'm walking around this, man. Yeah, there was like T-Rex in there.
Our poor
1,000 people in there.
Yeah, our HVAC system was struggling.
I'm telling you.
Summertime, but really around COVID, 2020 is when that's really we took a turn.
Right.
We couldn't. I guess the government decided we were a non-essential. Business, and in the beginning they kind of let us open up at 25%, which was fine.
Okay.
We could still operate, and then we couldn't operate at all. And I get it. I guess we're non-essential. But like our families are
right,
like the paychecks that we get to help.
If that's all you got, then that is essential.
Yeah, and
I get it.
So, that was very stressful too as well. And luckily we always reinvested back into the business, and we had a little bit of cushion. Yeah. But when you're not bringing in revenue, that slowly just crumbles you.
Right.
And there was a lot of businesses that couldn't make it 2 weeks without being open, and so that went on for a good part of 8 months or something. And finally we get to open back up, and it to me it never really came back. I guess humans are creatures of habit. You're kind of used to staying at home because you were kind of forced to,
right?
And maybe a lot of people stop drinking. Time to kind of get healthier,
slow her down a little bit,
or you drink a lot. Like I know I was
one extreme to the other. Which one is it?
I was probably drinking a little bit more than I should during the COVID time, but I was stressing,
Yep.
But
I get it.
Yeah. So I noticed a little bit of shift in like the patterns of like, we're like, man, okay, we're open, but nobody's really coming back anymore.
Yeah.
It was just slower, and different trends. The younger generation, they're not drinking alcohol like previous generations.
Mm-hmm. Like we were.
Yeah, sure. And and this is a time where the economy was really taking a hit too. So money was tight, and then for us, cost of goods sold got more expensive as well. So it was a combination of things, and and I was you kind of
the perfect storm.
Yeah, and you have to make that tough decision. I know it was like I sat on it for a long time. I was like, man, what do I do? Mm-hmm. I don't want to bankrupt my family. And you can feel sorry for yourself sometimes, but there was a lot of businesses, not just breweries, going under. And but yeah, that's kind of how this thing shifted from something that was really, just working to all of a sudden just not. And so yeah, it was tough.
No, and I get it, and I hate it happened. Like I said, it hate it happened, but big things on the come up for you as well. And you never know what the future holds, right?
Sure.
You never know what the future holds. We may see it again sometime. So, but I always was curious about something with your beers, and the Pea Patch and the Big Floyd Stout and things like that. What was your reasoning behind some of these names? You had some good names. I always remember seeing up on the board. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the popular ones of what made you make these names?
Yeah, so a lot of the names were formed in my garage when I was experimenting homebrewing.
Okay.
And I really like to focus on just like the local aspect of all the names. So Pea Patch, and I guess for those who don't know, the Pea Patch was a little 9-hole golf course in Groves. It was awesome, right?
A lot of good golfers come out of there.
Yeah.
Andrew Landry.
Yeah.
Chris Stroud. What? Braden Bailey.
Yeah. Bailey.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Trent Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Gator Cup. I wouldn't be able to make the Gator Cup without the freaking Pea Patch. That's where I started too. I just shoot a little higher than they do. Okay.
That was a.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
No, it was a great little course, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. Little 9-hole golf course. Little goat ranch.
If you're starting off and you're not really good at golf, and that's a great place to hit some balls.
It sure is. It sure is.
But the Pea Patch was just like everybody in Groves, Port Neches, Mid County, really. The Pea Patch was, it was a very well known little 9-hole, and I wanted to, pay homage to the old course, and so Pea Patch Pale Ale, it just rolled off.
That was great, by the way.
And it was a really good beer, and you had the Pea Patch Orchestra, the band, and
I remember that too.
And I love it when they used to play at the brewery. They would always drink Pea Patch, so
showing some love, man.
Yeah, so that was like that was a local thing in our town. We had a spindle top stout because of Beaumont,
right?
The Big Floyd Stout, named after Floyd Keeney,
Mr. Floyd, my neighbor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And his son, Hunter Keeney, one of my best friends.
Love that guy.
We used to hang out at the lake a lot. And,
Pond brother.
Yeah, Floyd was a big craft beer guy. He got us introduced to a whole spectrum of good craft beers. And we're brewing beer in my garage one day, one cold winter, and I finally made this beer. Been tweaking it, and it's ready. And I'm drinking it with my buddy, and I'm like, dude, it was actually a good beer because at the time I wasn't making really good beers in my garage. And Hunter comes over. He's like, man, what are you gonna call it? And I'm like, I'm gonna call it Big Floyd because he's the one who got us into all this stuff, especially some of these really, yeah, like that's an imperial stout. It's 11%,
pretty strong.
And Big Floyd's a big bold man, strong. And
it's not for the weak.
So it matched perfect.
Yeah.
And he introduced us to these beers. So just a little shout out to Big Floyd.
I got a quick shout out to Big Floyd. What does Big Floyd say, or what did he say when he walked in? Did he say, "I'll have one of myself"?
He did, actually.
How does he say that?
Well, so he'd go. Well, first of all, he always said, "Hey, Big Daddy." Hey, Big
I
Daddy.
always wondered how he ordered his own beer.
So he would come in, and really the bartenders who knew who he was, he would say, "Hey, give me one of me."
Give me one of me.
Give me one of me. We had a new bartender one time, and he said that. He's like, "Hey, give me one of me."
What does that mean?
Like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
He keeps asking. Anyway. But yeah, that's how he would order his beer. Give me one of me.
and that's funny. And so it's crazy because going back like 15 years ago, talking about craft beer and IPAs and all that, going back about 15 years ago, I remember, me and my buddies drinking a Bud Light, Coors Light, the original. And a guy showed up, might have been a little ahead of his time. And he was drinking craft beer, the IPAs and different things like that. And he was like, "What are y'all doing with that water? Quit drinking that water." And then we tried it. And it was a little different back then, going back 15 years ago. I guess we weren't ready for it. And that's kind of an acquired taste in itself, right? If you're used to, say, just your regular Millers and stuff like that. When you jump to these other beers, kind of hits you.
It's definitely a palate,
See? That's what I thought it was.
And not everybody responds that way. Like, they'll try it and like, "Oh, man, that's just, man, I don't know how y'all drink that." And I like to say, "Hey, look, you must not have a sophisticated palate."
Ooh.
And that's the joke, but but a lot of times you're trying these beers, and you sometimes you have to try them a second time or a third time, and then you kind of realize, you know what, I do like that. I used to not like pale ales or IPAs.
Okay.
I just thought that style was too harsh. I wanted something a little bit simpler, and and I would go back to an IPA or a pale ale and I'd be like, nah. And then one day I'm craving that flavor.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. But that's just because my palate was just used to something that was a little bit, tamer.
Because if you think about it, I remember trying a beer when I was younger, maybe one or two.
Yeah, sure.
Didn't like it.
No.
Didn't taste good at all, actually.
No.
And I remember it vividly.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Trying it, and I think it was like an old Milwaukee with the folks in them back in the day. And so that just shows you right there, it's acquired taste. You got to get your palate used to this. And what I was going to ask you is, this might be a dumb question, but I'm trying to learn this stuff too right now while I got you on. Why is there that big of a difference between, like, say, craft beers and your regular, like, domestics or whatever? Why does it hit a little harder?
Yeah, so if you kind of take a look at, like, let's say we're drinking Miller Lite now.
Okay.
It's a light beer. It's low alcohol. The climate right now, for me anyway, I'm drinking a lot of light stuff. Trying to watch the figure.
Watch the fig. I'm trying to.
I don't want anything really strong because I want to have a couple of these.
Yep.
And this is a lager. It's a pilsner, but it's a lager. And the other side are ales. You've got lagers and ales, and the main difference is really the type of yeast that is used in both styles.
Okay.
Ales were kind of the first kind of beers that were made. Lager yeast takes a little bit more finesse. You got to ferment in colder temperatures, and really for a long time.
So we're getting down in the weeds right now.
Yeah, like an ale, you could throw it in there. The yeast ferment for about a week. You've got beer.
Yeah.
Lager, it's going to take a really long time to ferment, but also.
See, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
that.
It's also gonna go through like different changes where you need to age it too, because you get some really funky like smells and flavors if you don't age it longer. With ales, you can get a really clean beer most of the time, but
wow.
But yeah, so like, and all this stuff is like wild, just blowing through the wind.
Okay.
And then you have like people who like collect the yeast, different.
What?
Yeah, it's microorganisms.
Yeah.
But they'll take a different type of yeast strand and they'll propagate it. They'll make more of it, and then they'll try it out in a beer. Maybe good, maybe not.
Yeah.
There's several different yeast strands, which is a whole nother animal.
We would really be diving into the weeds on that, right? And the folks would be going, "All right, guys, come on, you're losing me."
But but to answer your question simply is there's two styles, lagers and ales. Ales are going to be a little bit more robust. Your lager is going to be really crisp and clean, and sometimes a little bit lighter in flavor. But both really good styles. I'm going to do that too. Oh, and hey, I forgot to tell you this.
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
To another Pilsner.
Also, happy National Jimmy Buffett Day. Did you know that?
Wait, right now?
Today. Yes.
Shouldn't we be at the Wheelhouse for that to celebrate?
We should.
I'm just saying.
Yep, they're big fans of Jimmy. But yeah, it's National Jimmy Buffett Day. Huge fan.
Big Jimmy.
Yeah.
Let's get it for him. I'll take a sip for Jimmy.
Yeah, we lost him a couple years ago.
Cheers.
And he's inspired me. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Well, that being said, I want to talk about something. We're going to take a little break from beer and stuff right now.
Yeah.
Got a little pop culture break right now. There's something that happened earlier this week. Tyler, I got to mention something real quick. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged.
Oh, yeah.
And I really hate to bring that up. I figured you'd roll your eyes. I'm not necessarily a Swiftie by any means. And I may catch some heat on this. You know, if you go at Taylor Swift sometimes, those Swifties will get you. And I know from experience, because they've got me.
I live with one.
Uh-oh. I'm not a Swiftie, but I already think they show her a lot on TV as it is during the games. And now that they're engaged, I just feel like we're going to hear it a lot. Oh, and there's Taylor Swift. They're actually engaged to Travis now. And I hope I'm not taking this the wrong way, but we're really going to see her a lot every game now because of this. What's your take on this whole thing? I don't know if you're a Swiftie.
Well, not really, but sadly I know a ton of her songs. And I didn't seek them out. You got reasons behind it. My daughter, who was 10, we had to listen to this going to school.
What's her name? We'll give her a shout out.
Logan.
Shout out to Logan.
Yeah.
She's a Swiftie.
She's a Swiftie.
Come on, Logan.
And she, I think it was my wife told her, hey, Logan, I don't know if you heard today, but Travis and Taylor got engaged. Oh, she screamed.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but that's,
Logan loved it.
Logan loved it. And look, I don't care either way. Like, I'm happy that, they're happy.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. But yeah, you're right. It's going to be, and look, I like watching football. I don't care about the box seats and their clap.
You're going to watch football either way. But I get it.
If you could have invested in like Kelce jerseys, because all the Swifties bought them. They don't even know. They don't even know who.
They have no idea, but they're wearing Kelce.
They know now, but I mean, at the time, that was just what you did. Just buy.
He better hang on tight, because if they ever divorce or something, Kelce's, I think, gonna be good.
Well,
he'll be getting attacked for life.
Yeah,
he needs to be careful, Travis. If you're watching this,
I think they'll be fine. Whatever. But yeah, you're right. That's the news. Current news of the hour.
Hey, I had to go outside the box a little bit, and I got a little segment that I'm going to start doing. Not going to be today. We'll start doing it called Outside the Box. We'll start adding in some other stuff off topic, and that's going to come soon. But as we speak right now, we're about to start a little game. I got a little game, Tyler, if you don't mind playing. It's called Guess the ABV.
Oh.
Not the end of the world if you get it wrong, but we're just going to take a shot at something right here. I want to name some beers and see if you can kind of knock down that ABV.
Okay. Is it like a range?
Yeah, there's a range.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to tell you if you. I'm just going to give you a thumbs up if you got them, and give you a thumbs down if you missed.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure you're going to do good. But let's shoot for ABV. Bud Light. What are we looking at? Bud Light.
Bud, probably like a 4.2 ish. Bad to guess. I think Miller Lite's similar.
You just hit the exact number. Okay, so this is 4.2.
What is this one?
Well, that was Bud Light. I don't know. That one's. I don't know what Miller is. I don't know. I need to ask Kane Segura.
Oh, it's 4.2.
4.2. You just hit it on the head. Okay, I'm going to shoot for another one. American IPA. What are we talking about? Give me a range. Ooh. If you're close, I'm giving it to you.
Okay, I would say 7.
You're right there. It's a 7.5. I mean, it's close.
Yeah.
You're right there.
And that could go.
It actually, there's a range from 6 to 7.5.
Yeah, our IPAs range from like 7 to like 8. Mm-hmm. 7 to 8.
So that was a good one. What about an Imperial Stout? What are we talking about? What's my range there, kind of?
So an Imperial, I would say anywhere from 9 to 11, probably.
You're right there. It's 9 to 12.
Oh,
so I mean,
nice.
It's a scary. This guy's done this before.
Well, 12 will, that'll get you.
Are we getting in Big Floyd stout range with that?
Floyd,
or was it a 10? I can't remember.
Well, it started off at about 10, and we slowly raised it, and it ended up finally at 11.
What about one of my favorites? We're going with the Honey Blonde.
Oh yeah, I'd say in the 5.
Okay.
5.
I love that beer, by the way. It was just a simple, really good beer. You hit it. It's 5 to 6. What about barley wine?
Ooh, barley wine. So easy. It's already kind of in the description. Barley wines are brutal, man.
That's the number I'm looking at. Scary right now.
It's like 12 to 16. If I had to guess.
Right on the money. Right on the money. And that'll get you.
It'll sneak up on you.
That'll get you if you ain't ready. And the last one, a hard seltzer.
Ooh, well, I've had a couple. I'm not
had a couple
not
seltzers.
ashamed.
Yeah.
I would say anywhere from 5 to 7.
5 to 6.
Okay.
We're right there. You're right there on it. So, okay, guys, obviously he knows what he's talking about. So I just wanted to play that little game right there. And while we're at it, I'm going to give a little mid-show shout out to one of our sponsors, another one of our sponsors, the Dudes Foods. Big shout out to Keith Bass, Mr. Keith Bass and the Dudes Foods at 2119 Nederland Avenue. You can see him there, or you can track down his food truck. They got smash burgers, brisket nachos, birria tacos, chicken quesadillas, and crispy golden fries. Every bite shows the care, the pride, and the quality. Holler at Mr. Keith Bass. Tell him LitterBox sent you. So, moving on, Tyler. Everybody knows you were in the craft beer scene, but I don't know if they know anything else more about you. And you got some hobbies. You're an outdoorsman, from what I understand. You like to cook, you like to hunt, you like to fish, and from what I'm being told, you like some art too.
Oh yeah, I like to dabble.
Tell me about you in the hunting world. Is it deer, duck? What are we talking about? What's your area of hunting? What do you like?
Yeah, well, so
might be a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think when I was a little bit younger, the whole spectrum, deer. When I was 20, I went to Africa and shot a couple animals over there. And,
whoa!
Pretty. It was a great experience. I've got a kudu.
Okay.
Gemsbuck.
The only reason I know this is from deer hunting games on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing, but I actually know about it. But it was from freaking PlayStation. It wasn't from real life. But,
yeah.
All right. Sorry. Continue.
But no, just a couple big game stuff.
Yeah.
In Africa, there's you see them, black mambas.
Mm-hmm. Wait. We're talking about the snake.
The snake, yeah.
Did you?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
You're hoping you don't even see one at all.
That's a bad day if you want to know a black mamba. We're not talking about Kobe either.
No, this is the true black mamba. They're fast. They're really like they can outrun you, and apparently they can stand up like 3/4 of their
what nightmares
body
are made of.
But
if it bites you, is it ball game?
Pretty much. We asked them what happens if you get bit? But they're like, man, just go sit underneath a tree. That's what they said.
That's not what they said.
That's exactly what they go sit underneath the tree.
That's actually where we're going to bury you.
Yeah,
is right there by that
there's
tree.
There's nothing they can really do, and they were.
That's scary.
We were like, you're in the back of like this little Toyota truck going down these dirt roads.
Yeah.
And we saw one cross real quick,
mm-hmm.
and our guide said one time they're going down, the snake stopped and stands up. It hits the front of the truck and launches in the back of the bed of the truck where the hunters were at, and there's a snake in there just.
And it's the black mamba.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I always wanted to go to Africa, but I feel like you just changed me a little bit. I'm not in a big hurry anymore.
Yeah, I think there's other areas you can go
with the black mamba.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go to Louisiana or Florida. I don't know if I want to go to Africa anymore.
Really
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. They got a couple other venomous snakes there, but did some deer hunting. A lot of duck hunting and goose hunting, and of course I fished the Neches River my whole life. But the brewery, even though I loved it, it didn't take away from some of the things that I really enjoy. Like hunting and stuff.
You still got your time to do all that.
Yeah, but the easiest kind of hunting, which is and also the more enjoyable to me, is dove hunting.
I've yet to do that, and I've heard really good things about that.
It's the perfect. It's great. You know, duck hunting, you kind of have to camouflage yourself, and you know, you got to go a lot of times out in the marsh and mosquitoes.
Yep.
And anyway, dove hunting is pretty simple. We could wear this probably.
Short sandals, probably go out there.
Go sit on a bucket. Got a couple beers.
Maybe got a beer on you.
Yep. And you just wait for the birds to come by and you shoot them. They land out in the field. You go pick it up. It's fun.
I heard people say that's literally that's the better one to do.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you something. Now that we're on this subject, Tyler, if you can answer this, hopefully I'm not putting you on the spot. What's the deal with Argentina and the dove hunt? Because I'm telling people, I hear people talk about, I want to go to Argentina on these big trips, and I raise my hand and I say, you can go to Winnie.
Yeah.
Why do you got to travel to South America to go dove hunt?
Well, because that's where all the doves migrate to. They just like you know, you got all these bird patterns. You're migrating north and south. Well, at some point, all these doves that are in you know, North America will just shift down south.
Okay.
Further down.
Yeah.
And there are, when you go to Argentina, you buy. I don't think you get a.
Y'all didn't see that.
You don't get
I went to my internet. Go ahead.
You don't get a hunting license.
Yeah.
You get I think almost like an extermination license.
Okay.
They're overran with doves, and the cool thing to do in Argentina is to be part of like the 1,000 club where you shoot 1,000 birds, and they're so thick over there. You just shoot them. There's a guy loading a gun for you, and you shoot, and they're just falling. They got guys going to get them, and they're just and you're constantly reloading. And apparently, all those birds go to like.
You can't take them home.
No, you can't. But they donate them to like different charity.
And I bet you're wore out after that. You're shooting as much as I've heard they shoot out there.
Your shoulder has got to.
Your shoulder's done.
And you know, ear protection, obviously. but yeah, no, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of corporate, you know, people like to go down there, and you know.
So, man, that sounds like a lot of fun. Well, you like to fish too as well, right?
Love to fish. Probably one of my most favorite things to do. Yeah.
Okay. That being said, I don't know if you watch some of the other shows. Don't ask me to go fishing. Because you take me fishing, I'll be honest, please don't ask me. Because, I mean, the next thing, it's been disaster after disaster on every fishing trip I've been on. If I get on that boat, Tyler, it's turning into the perfect storm. We're going to get stranded. We're going to have 7-foot waves coming. It's whatever can go wrong is going to go wrong. I'm telling you, it wouldn't surprise me if we're out there on Sabine Lake and pirates take over and capture our ship. Our boat. We're not in the ship. But you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. It's the craziest thing happened to me every time I fish.
Do you check the weather? Or I'm just saying, like.
Well, a lot of times I'm the guy just joining on, getting on the boat and all this stuff like that, and it's just been disaster after disaster.
Do you get seasick?
I don't get well.
Have you been offshore? Look,
I haven't yet, but I haven't been way offshore. I've heard stories.
Yeah, you kind of know if you're seasick or not. Like if you have it. Like you either do or you don't.
Well,
I do. I get it.
I'll tell you one thing. These people that go way offshore, like way offshore, take some hours.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to do that just yet, Tyler, because I'm always thinking kind of proactive, trying, maybe. And I say, we're way out there. If something goes wrong, what do you do? Probably, I don't know if you get a life flight helicopter or whatever, but like if you're in a bind, hey, let's head back 3 hours. That's my thing that's scary. If something happens, you're way out there in the middle of nowhere. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, so
it shouldn't scare you from going or other people that fish.
My dad had a small offshore boat. I mean, it was actually called a hybrid. It was in between a bay boat and an offshore boat.
Okay.
But it was capable of going long distance, and we used to go about 50 miles offshore. And
that's a good little haul.
It is. It took several hours to get out there, and I mean, you have to. There's certain safety precautions you need to have. I know on board there was an inflatable raft with like rations in it, You just pull it out.
Okay.
Like that's worst case scenario.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of instruments on board where you can, call into the Coast Guard. There's,
so you're not too worried about it.
No, I mean, look, things do happen out there, but there's also things on board that you really need to have. Some people are just not prepared, and that's shouldn't do that.
So just I'll enjoy you fishing from far because you don't want me on that thing, man.
Well, you hook into a big marlin one day, it'll change your life.
And that's probably a good little fight too, right? To get that sucker on board.
Yeah, I mean
I've never done any offshore fishing.
Like I don't know if like Ernest Hemingway, like I'm a big fan of his stuff. He was a huge fisherman.
Yeah.
Especially like big sailfish and marlin and probably over 10 years ago, I was fortunate enough to catch a big marlin, and it took me 2 hours to reel in. And Old Man in the Sea.
I know about the Old Man in the Sea.
It's all I could think about when I had this fish on. It took me 2 hours, and it was a battle between like man and fish.
Holy!
With a primitive pole.
I can't imagine 2 hours. I can't.
Dude, it was so weird. I don't even remember it. Like
your adrenaline, is it going 90 to nothing for 2 freaking hours?
You get zoned out. And
I can't imagine.
And then I've got footage of it jumping.
And it, obviously, it's a dumb question, but you could lose him, right?
Oh,
you could fight for 2 hours and then lose him. That would absolutely crush me.
It happens all the time.
That would crush me.
But we landed it, revived it, and it swam off, and I was just like, and honestly, I don't care if I ever catch another one. Like it was just a bucket list.
The experience of doing that.
Yeah.
I hear you also like to cook.
Love to cook. Yeah.
Talk to me about cooking. Is it every day you're trying to cook something?
Yeah, I mean, of course we like to go out to eat.
Yeah.
You and I had Taco Ray.
We had Taco Ray together.
But
from Mr. JC, Johnny Colazzo.
But I love to cook. My wife and kid, I've got 2 kids, and my wife's a school teacher in Port Neches, and I don't know. I just, and she's a great cook. I like when we get home, we either got dance or, basketball practice or soccer. We're just busy. We're really busy in our lives.
Yeah.
But I like to get our stuff together, our groceries, and make me a little toddy or something.
Yeah. A little toddy never hurt nobody.
And cook. And I've been cooking for a long time, and it's I enjoy it. It's not a pain in the ass for me to dirty some dishes up.
And it's kind of opposite for me because I'm cooking for myself, and I've done it multiple times where I'm like, I'm gonna cook this big gourmet meal, and Tyler, I'm cooking, and I'm 2 hours in, I'm doing all this stuff, and then I'm not a little guy, I like to eat, and next thing you know, I spent all this time cooking, and I eat the whole big serving, seriously, pretty quick, and then I'm like, what was that? Like, I spent all this time cooking, and I ate all this in 20 minutes. Like,
no leftovers.
No leftovers, and it's just like, so that's me. That's me in the cooking world for just cooking for myself. I know it's different when you got a whole family and everything like that.
Well, our kids are picky. Our daughter's starting to eat a lot what we eat, but she loves she's bougie. She wants steak and.
She's a Swiftie too.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
But I'll ask her what do you want to eat? She's like, what do we have? What did we have the other day? I'm like, those were fillets, I like a just good old ribeye.
Yeah.
She wants the fillet.
Oh God.
And I'm like, whatever.
Filet mignon.
But yeah, I love to cook. I'm just learning all kinds of cool dishes. I've kind of been into desserts lately. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I made a.
Oh, like getting fancy with your desserts, or
no? Well, just I try to eat healthy, because I like beer, So I eat healthy to kind of compensate.
We try,
yeah. And I kind of stay away from sweets. But we were at the beach the other day with a group of friends.
Yeah.
And I got a little crazy in the kitchen. I made a St. Louis butter cake. You ever had that?
No.
Good Lord.
But now I want to.
Man, it's really simple, but
it's not low fat, is it?
It's butter's in the the butter. But
all right, cheat day.
But it's a good little, you want to impress your friends, you whip up a little butter cake.
Butter cake.
It's delicious. I promise. But yeah, I made about to be gumbo season coming up.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go back to hunting a little bit. I know we were just talking about hunting. I got some stories. Last year, I pretty much went hunting for the first time. Now, when I was a little kid, I did a little bit of hunting just here and there, but this was like, officially deer hunting and duck hunting. I did them both in like back-to-back weekends. So think of me as like, an older fella doing this kind of for the first time. Kidding Christmas, Tyler. Yeah. So the first weekend was deer hunting, and I went and I did it, and I know how to shoot and all that. So it's not like it's just brand new to me. So I'm out there, but I remember going out in the stand. Shout out to my aunt, Nanny, and her husband, Bill. They let me go to Comus Nil and do some deer hunting. And they said, here you go. Here's the four-wheeler. You got your gun. Wake up early. Go do your thing. They didn't bother me. They let me do my thing. And I remember going to the stand early in the morning. It was dark. Let me tell you something. When you're by yourself in the middle of the woods early, I'm getting goosebumps. I mean, it's a different type of look. And I hear everything. I feel like a bear's next. I mean, I heard all kind of noises, and you can't see in front of you, but I managed to get in the stand, and the story doesn't end well, but I was out there all day, Tyler, from morning all the way till night. They were calling me, texting me, you can leave. You're going to come eat lunch? And I said, no, I'm enjoying this. I don't know when I'm going to do this again, so I'm soaking it all in. And I love just being out there.
Oh, yeah.
Just in nature in general.
Even like, harvesting an animal is that's the bonus, but just being out in nature is like that's why you do it, really.
And I had a blast, but I got a little bit of action.
Okay.
And I remember, and I'm not a little guy, and this was not a big stand. So the stand is like me, kind of like I have just enough for my gun to be in there and me, and we're sitting in there. I'm sitting in there, and after like 11 hours of being in there, Tyler, I finally see some movement. And I think deer teleport because I was just scanning and I didn't see it. But when I came back around, there she is. Where she came from, out of nowhere, I have no idea.
That's how they. You never just watch them walk in.
I always made fun of my friends that talked about, the fever. I said, no, I'm not getting that.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell you what, my heart. And I was like, calm down, get the adrenaline right. And I couldn't. That heart was going. And I said, all I got to do is just turn around. And I went, bam, my elbow hit the tin of the stand, and the deer picked its head up, and I said, stay still, stay still, stay still. I stayed as still as I could, put its head back down, and I said, here's my chance. And went to turn the chair, Tyler. This is not good. And the chair goes, needed to be WD-40 times 1,000,000.
Oh, my God.
Nanny, y'all should have DW'd that, but not going to call y'all out. It made the loudest noise, and it jumped and took off and ran away. Tyler, I probably could have cried right there in the stand. No BS, I may have, because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get these opportunities again.
Oh, you will.
And it ran off. I was sick. And then I remember my nanny, Bill, you didn't WD-40 that. I told you to do it. That chair's been squeaking. And I was like, oh, my God. You know what I mean? But so that was that moment. Got one more hunting story for you. So the next weekend we go duck hunting. Mr. Lee Smith.
Oh, yeah, Lee.
Lee got me out there, went duck hunting, had a blast. That was action. I was actually popping some good ducks. I was doing my thing. And we had a dog. And I never realized how spoiled you can get with a dog.
Oh, yeah.
And I found that out.
Yeah.
Shot some ducks.
Yeah.
Missed some. Dog would go out there, get it, bring him back, whatever. But there was a point where Lee's like, all right, I'm going in. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Y'all have a good time. And then bam, 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 shot a couple. Bam, 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 shot a couple. Didn't have a dog anymore. And I said, hey, what's the deal? I mean, I got to get out there and go wade out there and get all ththese ducks now. That was a little bit of work.
Oh, yeah.
That dog's big.
Yeah.
So I was like, Lee, get your butt back out here. But I would have had to get him. And it's tough being a bigger guy. I mean, my feet would get stuck in the mud, and then I'm trying to pull out of my boot. And I was just like, by the time picking up the decoys and all that, there's a lot of work involved.
But
that was my first time. I've only done it one time. Deer and duck, and it was great.
It's, and duck hunting, when we were younger, especially in high school, we used to do a lot of that. But we were a little bit, we were lighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got waders on, and you're going through some of that marsh and the mud, and then you get your decoys set up, and then mosquitoes are getting you. Then you look over and there's alligators. You see their eyes, and you're like, "What are we doing out here?" And but yeah, it's hunting, and like my little boy's too little right now, but we got a little BB gun. For Christmas. We're shooting beer cans in the backyard, and that's what he likes to do right now. Just shoot some beer cans.
A little practice.
Yeah.
But no, so that's fun, and like I said, it actually got me the itch. I'm ready to hunt again.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to get out there and do it again. I had such a fun time. So moving on from that, you also have some interest that you like. And from talking to you, ancient civilizations.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. These are things that interest you a lot. And let's talk about that. I mean, when you're talking about, you told me you like some ancient civilization stuff. I've watched some stuff like that before on TV, History Channel, stuff like that. What are we talking about? Are we talking about, the Roman empires, stuff like that? What kind of stuff really gets your attention on a lot of this stuff?
It's mostly the stuff that's kind of like that. I guess even like archaeologists can't really explain. So the pyramids are fascinating.
Don't go too far. I got something.
I know, but I was saying, it's just like, how did they move? How did they move the stones? And you know what I mean? Oh, you got a theory?
You're talking for me. All I'm gonna say is they had a higher power help them. Whether it was the good Lord, I'm a Christian guy.
Me too.
Or I don't know if it was an alien, something. You can't tell me. I've had people argue with me, Tyler, and they said no, it was the pulley system.
No.
And it was camels.
No.
And they lined these camels up.
No.
And they got these pyramids up there. And I said, you're full of it. Because I heard we don't even have the technology today to make these pyramids as good as they did back then. Which tells you they could have been way far advanced than us.
There's some stones.
What happened?
Nobody. I mean, that's why it's so fascinating. There's some mega stones in there that came 500 miles away.
I mean,
and then and they quarried it. They cut it out of a quarry and then brought it 500 miles. How, for one, how they move but how did you cut it? There's so many unexplained with the, if that's a 5-hour podcast just trying to ponder that.
No, it is.
But those are the things that are fascinating. And recently I guess they found some stuff underneath the pyramid.
Okay.
But even just like something simple like Texas history. I love good old Texas history and some of the
Battle of the Alamo.
Yeah, but like some of the things that we have here in Texas are kind of unexplainable too. Like Stonewall, Texas.
Okay.
There's a stone wall that borders that. Like, what the hell is that?
What's that doing there?
Why is it deep? And
Yeah. What's the story behind that? Yeah.
But yeah, ancient civilizations. I think a lot of like modern archaeologists are kind of missing the mark on what it really is. They won't give credit to like some outside thinkers. Hey, what if it was this? And a lot of them were destroyed, and you can kind of see that the Bible kind of tells you like, well, that's because everything flooded, and that's why we've lost some things. So it's something I'll get in the rabbit hole in.
Dude, I love it too. That's why when you told me you kind of like that stuff, I was like, I don't know if I got a podcast long enough.
Yeah, that's a whole other kind of podcast.
We could put 3 or 4 together.
Yeah.
And in your treasure hunting, all the stuff like that, X marks the spot.
Yeah, treasure hunting is that's, I think everybody kind of has especially like for a little boy or something. And I bought a metal detector when I lived in Groves, and because I was watching a lot of like hunting show or like so I get this metal detector. I think I bought it on eBay as well. But so my wife is like gone shopping or something, and I am in my yard in Groves. Those are old. Groves has some really good properties. Like you got like big front yard, backyard, and I kind of played around in the backyard. It was kind of smaller, and I'm finding like coins and stuff. I'm like, man, this is cool. Good way to practice. So I found a handful of like lead weights and you name it.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the front yard, which is bigger. I'm gonna start playing around in there, and I had some pecan trees out front. And I started finding like coins from like the 50s, which that's when that house was built. And I'm excited. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, then I make my way up to the front yard.
Okay.
I got a big target.
Uh-oh.
I got the headphones on just like this, and I'm beeping around, and my wife pulls up, and she is mortified. She's like so embarrassed because I've got probably like 50 holes dug in my front yard. I got out of control. I got a little carried away, but I'm on this target, and I'm finding pottery, and it's like white and it has like the blue, like
yeah.
And I'm like, this is like Civil War era.
We're going way back right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, I am freaking out. So, and it's starting to get kind of like late in the evening, running out of daylight. I finally get enough pieces where I can kind of like, see a name.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is cool. This is awesome. I go Google that name. It's from the 1950s when the house was built.
For real?
I dug a little further, found like foil. It was the trash pile when they built the house. I had like a 2-foot hole.
Yeah.
But I was just like, idiot. And, and I messed my yard up. But
it was fun. You had fun.
Awesome. Highly recommend a metal detector.
No, but so you do that. And then I also hear you're a big fan of comedy.
Yeah, I love comedy.
You like some comedy too?
Yeah.
So are we talking about what type of comedy? Are we talking about just like comedy as far as shows and stuff or, stand-up, stuff like that?
It's just like, I don't know, like Will Ferrell, great comedian.
Yes.
Actor, kind of slaps. I like the craft of people that are funny. Mm-hmm. And, there's a lot of comedians that.
Is that why you're on my show today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Psych.
No, you're funny. You're funny though.
Yeah, no.
But it's like I don't know. I just enjoy comedy. I think it's good to laugh. It is.
It is
the best medicine.
It's good for the soul.
It is, and some people are funnier than others, and some people it truly is a craft. And
then you got your people that are like a dry.
Sure.
A dry funny. You know what I mean?
Like
you got your different folks.
You think about like the people that like, and everybody's different, but like Ron White.
That's who I was thinking of when I was talking about dry, I swear.
But Ron White, that's the kind of guy. He's from Texas, he's a Texas boy.
Yeah. You're going to have his drink next to him.
But his comedy, just like, he cracks me up, like, I don't know.
It's like he's not even trying to be funny, but he just.
Some people are just that naturally that way.
You know what's crazy about me? So I like comedy, and I will cry laughing all day. I'm big with like, God, what was it with Farley? The shows
Chris Farley.
Like Tommy Boy and Black Sheep and all them. I will be in tears crying because it's so damn funny. But something about me, if you put a comedian on the stage,
yeah, it's got to be the right person.
What is it, Tyler? Because I've done it.
I don't know.
And people are like, Trent, you're not laughing? And I said, I don't know.
It's got
the comedians on the stage. I'm not like in tears laughing with those guys.
No.
But if somebody trips and falls, like at a bar or something, I'm probably going to laugh my ass off.
Some people.
I don't know what it is.
I know exactly what you're talking about because
I
will find like a comedy special that Netflix put out and I'll watch it and I'm like, this is the dumbest. I don't think it's funny. Like I know they're trying to be, but like there's some people that just like Nate Bargatze. Probably butchering his last name.
I've heard of it. I've heard of him.
His comedy, which is clean humor, by the way.
He's not cussing or nothing,
no,
really.
But it's so funny. Like, that guy gets me going.
Yeah.
Like, and it has nothing to do with the cussing or all that. It's just like his comedy is just, because you can relate to it, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, like, I get it with Chris Farley. That guy made me laugh.
He's my favorite. If there's, R.I.P. Chris Farley, because like that dude, if somebody said we're going to put on something, but we want you to laugh, I'm like, put on some Black Sheep or Tommy Boy, and I'm going to be in tears. Like that dude is, it's just so funny to me.
Shut up, Richard.
It's just the whole thing, man. Is just, he's great. But no, man. So we don't have a lot of time left in the show. I've been having a great time with Tyler, but we do have another sponsor I want to give a shout out to. And I like to show my guys some love. They show me some love, so I like to show them some love back. Tyler probably knows this guy. Goes by the name of Kyle Stutes.
Oh, yeah, Kyle.
I'd like to take this time to shout out Mr. Kyle Stutes. Stutes. It was the Pilsner talking. Sorry, Kyle. Clean Cans. Clean Cans, that's KLEANKANS. Owned by Kyle out of Nederland. Clean Cans is a professional trash can cleaning service specializing in residential cans. Their state-of-the-art system eliminates 99.9% of dirt, grime, and germs, bacteria, foul odors that traditional household cleaners just leave behind. Check this out. If you go to his website, cleancanssoutheasttexas.com, and put in the promo code LitterBox, you'll get 50% off your first cleaning when you sign up for monthly or quarterly service. That's valid through November 1st. So hit up Clean Cans. We strike out odor and bacteria. Hit them up. Tell them the LitterBox sent you. Mr. Kyle, appreciate you, brother. So, Kyle, like I said, Tyler, we're getting towards the end of the show here. We're kind of wrapping up. So if you were to tell anybody about starting a brewery or being an entrepreneur, what's your advice on these future kids that may want to do it? What would you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like the same advice that I was given. Being an entrepreneur is the most rewarding, the most difficult, most time-consuming. I mean, it's all the different things. But when it's yours, you're gonna really give it. You're gonna work harder than you ever have, and sometimes it doesn't feel like work, but then sometimes it's just so laboring, and you just want a day off.
Yes, sir.
But when you've invested, your time and your passion into that, you can't help but just go forward. You're gonna run into obstacles. Big Rich Corville. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yep.
I called him. I was, had some issues with the brewery. Like equipment wasn't working. There was something.
Right.
And he's been at this game for a long time. And I was telling him kind of what was going on, and he goes, "Well, you want me to feel sorry for you?" I was like, "No, he's like, Tyler," he goes, "This shit ain't easy, man. Suck it up. Figure it out. You will do it."
He gave you the cold, hard truth. He wasn't sugarcoating.
No, he wasn't. He was saying, "Hey,
put your shit together.
Put on your big boy pants and figure it out."
Yeah.
This ain't. It's not for everybody.
No.
There's a lot of people. Like restaurants in particular, probably are the most difficult. I would say. But I don't know if your question was any advice. I guess that was what it was.
Yeah.
I would just, I don't know. It's you gotta. I guess I can retract a little bit. So like even with the brewery,
yeah,
like it wasn't lack of effort. We gave it our all, and sometimes things aren't going to work out in life. That's going to happen with everything.
With anything. Yeah,
they're all lessons learned, and it's a chapter in my life that that me and my family learned, and gives you ammunition for like the future. So, but anybody wanting to start a business, I'd be glad to take any phone calls. I'm just like I'm not a brewmaster. I'm not an entrepreneur coach or life coach, but I can give you some really good advice. If you're struggling with anything,
Tyler, appreciate having you on the show, man. It's been great, and I appreciate what you've done for Port Neches, and I know everybody else has. And the brewery was great, and you never know what the future holds.
Oh yeah,
we might see you around again sometime, and you never know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So this has been great. This has been episode 8. Okay? Appreciate him coming on the show, Tyler. Love to have you. Episode 9 next week. I need you guys to follow, like, subscribe, and we'll see y'all next Sunday on the LitterBox. We love you guys. Thank you for coming. Tyler, appreciate it, brother.
Happy Jimmy Buffett Day.
Happy Jimmy Buffett Day. We'll see y'all. Have a good one.